Scout. And now you are alone for a couple hours. So I'm assuming, since you made your little hut. No, the rain stopped last time.
Damn.
Shortly after the fight.
Is the ground still wet?
Yes.
Cool. Can I collect some of the mud and put it in like a vial?
Sure.
Hell yeah.
Mud.
You have a vial
Time
of
for
mud.
experiments.
A vial of
Morning,
mud.
everybody. How's it going?
Wait, is it a long rest or a short rest? I'm confused now.
A long one.
Oh, okay.
Tolarian
I
just stands up, looks at you. No answer. He looks kind of groggy.
Is Frank awake?
Well, Frank.
I have been awake for a long time.
How long is a long time?
7
I
years.
don't know. I spaced off.
I see.
Just woke up. I've been awake all night.
I don't remember sleeping, so it didn't happen.
Sleep? What do you mean sleep? I didn't sleep. You sleep. Fuck off.
Sleep is for the weak. Is
This
it
guy
really-
man, is he back yet?
I don't. Why are we all so quiet? What's going on? What are you
I
plotting?
don't
Come
know.
on.
It's morning.
At that question, Rune will just get up and go outside the tent to check, or the hut, or whatever the fuck, to check. To
Good
see if
morning,
it's
Rune.
like that. Just gives you a small, like, wave over his shoulder as he leaves.
You hear the sudden rustling of foliage outside the camp. And you can hear footsteps approaching fast. Someone's running. Please give me a perception roll.
Everyone?
Who, me?
Everyone who likes.
Sure, dude. My incredible eyesight.
3.
Fucking hell, nat one.
Perception, you say?
Perception.
14.
3.
Well, Rune, you've heard running like this before. You're pretty sure it's a wild hog.
And then suddenly you hear more. 30 to 50 wild hogs.
Oh, don't say that.
Exactly. Carol.
Not sure you'd like that result.
If only you had a weapon to stop them from eating your kids. Anyone reach an 18?
No.
In
That's
this
a no.
party?
Okay, well then. Do you react in any way?
No. Draw his weapon just
Who's
in
that?
case.
I think Todd's just okay.
Something dark suddenly leaps over the 10-foot palisades and comes to a slithering stop right in front of you. The last step is more of a stumble, ungraceful, and the hooded figure throws back its cape, and it is your guide, Arette.
You're right there.
What's the matter?
He looks dead tired and out of breath. And the cloak he's wearing looks pretty battered and beaten. Do you have a fire?
I can make one.
Please.
I
He
do.
slowly slinks to the ground.
I cast mending on his cloak. I don't
He barely notices you.
I'm gonna take care of him to see if he's hurt or something.
He looks extraordinarily exhausted. But you can't tell why.
Okay, but I can't see any wounds or something like that, right?
No. Uh, we have two options. Three, if you consider turning back. But that will cost us a good week uphill, not to get us any further. We can turn to the bog. From what I saw, it looks flooded, hard terrain. And with not really the supplies or food anywhere in particular to go. We were supposed to resupply here. Speaking of supplies, you've not seen a shield around here? Should have a cleft right in the middle.
A shield?
Aye.
Haven't found one yet.
I haven't looked. I will look.
Cratafil.
Around.
It was supposed to be here. There's something our unit used in the war. No matter. I'm guessing you've also not found a barrel of gunpowder charges lying around.
I don't think we've looked actually.
Anyway,
I will.
we go for the bog. We'll have to rely on hunting just to get over the rounds. I think our best bet from here is to go straight through the golden field and onto Monolith. Used to be a place for getting machinery further down, mining equipment, so we know it has a descent. If we can secure it as a base camp even, it could lessen some of the loss we've taken from this. He gestures around at the clearly destroyed camp. The only problem is Governor Yerman. He's a hard man to deal with. He stretches, and you hear an audible cracking. He looks really tired. You are a pistol man in the armor.
Draco.
You mind if I borrow some of those powder charges?
Go for it.
3, maybe, in case I need them.
That's fine. I give him 3 charges.
He puts them in a pouch in a breast pocket and just warms up at the fire.
I would like to affix one of the polished stones to the door frame.
Okay.
What? Oh.
And all of a sudden, you all hear a motorcycle driving away.
Melody boots up.
Break it technical real quick.
What's everyone up to?
Standing about.
Waking up.
Telsa, and I'm gonna wake her up.
5 more minutes.
We have to go.
Alright.
Where are we going?
Away from here.
Yeah, that's kind of the beach not pulling.
How big is Monolith?
Well, in terms of population, it's rather small. But the monolith itself, not seen any bigger buildings anywhere.
Or not?
You said that the governor was hard to deal with. What are our options there?
Well,
Yeah, he'll be
it's not been there for a while, but It is a commercial town. The only reason why it exists in the first place is because of the golden field, the farmers, and, well, the miners. So, perhaps if he has incentive or
Okay.
any monetary gain.
Yeah, incentive. Are we talking monetary incentive or pain incentive?
Not the second.
I'd,
No.
I'd rather not tussle with the monolith guard if I can avoid it.
I am sure we'll figure something out.
Is there anything in particular he's interested in?
Power?
That makes sense.
And we have what to bargain with?
Not so sure, but there's always favors.
Fair enough.
Faith is very powerful. Maybe I can show him.
Sure.
What do you actually believe in?
Red grows a white smile and doesn't say anything to that.
Like
Exactly.
expensive things, I might have something.
I like the favor idea. It might be the better option. Don't we have any amount of sway we can throw around due to this frickin' quest thing?
Well, the mission bought us a ceasefire above, but there's no actual government or law down here, so it's sort of an every man for himself situation.
It always is with you city folk.
There is no law down here.
Well, I would hardly call this place a city.
Well, you're definitely not from the wilderness.
Wilderness is different down here.
You don't say.
Well, I can be pretty charming, so I'm sure we'll figure out something when we meet her.
Alright, so we heading to the city then? Is that what we've decided?
I suppose so.
Great. We should start heading there then. Pack up what we need. We should do a quick sweep of the camp and then we should head out. We've already wasted time.
I would like to swap my armor to infiltrator mode rather than guardian mode. So it's now form fitting, and I'll put a jacket
Ooh.
and trousers. And
Well, it is form
his
fitting,
clothes.
if a little bit tight. It
His clothes.
accentuates your chubbiness.
Aw, adorable.
What a beefy boy.
Now it's like Shrek when he put an armor in the first one. He puts on clothes and they look quite expensive, and they have not been used before. I think I'm good to go. What did you say?
Curious travel clothes. You sure you wanna wear those on a trek through the forest?
It's better than heavy armor.
Fair enough.
Very handsome.
You cut out for me, I didn't hear.
She
You
said you
look
look
very handsome.
Oh, thank you.
Gonna like pinch his cheek.
Oh, you meant I could go
Which
like
cheek?
Oh,
I don't think
Ooh.
she had a way to mean that.
What?
Hey, what?
Frank's just gonna walk up to you, look you up and down, and say,
Completely honest.
"Squishy, squishy."
Yeah, I
Alright.
also like my armor. Saved my life yesterday.
Yeah, so did mine.
Yeah, until it almost got you killed. You should watch more carefully of that ironstone. You're not
It's
toys.
fine. It's a weapon now. It's,
Ironstones are gifts. Should be more careful with yours.
that sounds like a threat.
Maybe that's just because you're scared of everything.
I'm scared of you.
Why?
I'll give you 3 guesses. And you'd probably be right every time.
Because you've never been out of some place of vague safety and comfort. You're not really a warrior. And... yeah, I don't have a third one. You're young, I guess.
You're really bad at guessing. And, I think the digs could possibly be left at the surface, if you don't mind.
What?
What do you mean, what?
And just shakes their head.
I'd really rather we don't start off this adventure by you shitting on me every day. Is that okay?
That's a fair point.
Minnook sort of...
All right. That was pretty helpful. Perhaps we should just march.
Let's go, team.
Alright.
In passing by the tents during your way out, Red takes another few peeks in there in case there's any supplies that you've missed, but he does not take anything. The next few hours, you slowly walk through the thick underbrush of the dark forest.
Where the hell are we going?
Even though you've slept and awoken, you kinda miss the morning sun. It's just remained the same ambient dark for a while now.
I want to walk next to Draco for a couple moments without saying anything. And after a while, I'll just turn to him and say, you know, the fear of death follows from the fear of life. A man who lives fully is prepared to die at any time.
Right.
That's all he says.
I'll be honest, I don't know what you mean by that.
Well, then think about
Unless
it.
you're saying I should be alright to die, which I'm gonna go ahead and disagree.
The forest around you slowly begins to lighten. Not in terms of vegetation, just suddenly and slowly, as if there is an actual morning, the light increases. And as you finally step out of the edge of the forest, extremely bright light streams into your eyes, stopping you dead in your tracks for a few moments. When your eyes adjust, you find it hard to believe that you're not on the surface, because in front of you sprawls a golden field of wheat, illuminated brightly by rays of the sun shining from the ceiling. Please give me a perception roll.
Oh, my specialty.
Whoops.
10.
Natural 20.
Uh,
10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
What are we rolling?
Perception.
You can tell from the angle of the light that it's impossible for the rays to be just streaming down through the hole in the middle of Godstone. Upon closer inspection, it seems to be reflecting off of something, like great mirrors, but it's hard to tell at this distance. Except for you, Dolarian. You remember vividly stories about large hanging mirrors that were affixed to the underside of the hole for this very specific purpose. Far beyond the fields of gold, you can already also see your destination in the shadows. A giant monolithic building rises there, and there's a few lights flickering at its base, which you assume to be the city. Golden Field. Fitting name, right? It's one of the greatest treasures of the underground. The soil is rich, and the daylight from the hole is enough for crop to flourish. This place supplies a good amount of food for the city above, and, well, Monolith does not need that much. If I remember correctly, there's an old farmstead further up ahead. If we can make it there before night. We can camp there.
Sounds like a plan.
You move through the long and golden fields at a decent pace, until all of a sudden the light is just gone. There's no dawn, there is no twilight. It's like an on and off switch. And suddenly, again, you find yourself in the dark.
Doubles on.
I'm gonna use my light cantrip.
Bruno, stay close to Delarian then once he sees that flare up.
I don't think it's too much further. I think it's just up the road here.
I'm gonna cast Mage Armor.
I'm gonna cast my light cantrip on everyone's weapon, so everyone basically has a free torch.
I'd like to tap Bruno on the shoulder.
Did it work like that? Wasn't it just
Yeah,
one
Bruno.
thing at a time?
Look at Draco.
I know.
Oh yeah, if the spell ends if you cast it again. Whoops, I'm gonna do that only once then.
What'd you
I
say?
am blind as shit.
Sorry for looking angry at you earlier.
And shrugs. He goes, it's fine. Everything's new to you, and I need to learn to talk to different people better.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
pat Draco on the shoulder in a friendly way.
Give me a strength check.
Oh god!
I thought you were about to ask the performance.
Hey, he is being friendly. How dare you? That one! So that's, yeah, so a 5?
Your hand explodes.
That'd be unfortunate.
Yeah, you give him a friendly pat on the shoulder.
I'm gonna run really quick and get a coffee.
How dare.
Okay, on with it then.
I'm just gonna stick to people that can actually see.
I cannot see.
I can.
So same. I will
I will
stick to
stick
people
to
that can
Draco.
see.
Just out of random curiosity, what's everyone's passive perception?
9.
9.
15.
13.
Freya?
11.
Well, let's wait a smidgen until Alpha's back, I guess.
No, Draco's precious.
He's a big beefy man.
You just wait till you see his other side.
Melody,
I'm quaking.
do you ever take off that mask of yours?
Very occasionally.
While
He
we're
just nods.
walking, Kalza's just gonna sing a song quietly.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Give me a performance roll.
Natural one. Natural one.
I rolled 2 net ones this session.
Uh-oh.
Out
You've
of
contracted
Give
the
me a
your
real roll. It dropped.
No.
I
It's
want a good roll. Halfway across the
That's a
field.
good
Oh,
roll.
hell yeah.
That's a 17.
Which instrument do you play with?
The loop.
Okay.
I'm just gonna
Well,
sing.
you strum as you hop and skip through the golden fields.
Yeah, she's gonna sing a bawdy tale about a comely farmer's daughter who hears something someone said and spreads gossip around the village.
Bless.
What a classic.
I'd
The
like to make
farmer's
5
corn.
torches. I'd like to make 5 torches with my magical tinkering ability. And just
Yeah.
pass them out.
Okay, sorry, I'm
Wa- while you're walking?
Yeah. It's just
Okay.
an action, and I touch a tiny, non-magical object, and it glows with light for a radius of 10 feet.
So it's not an actual torch, it's just...
Nope.
Okay, well,
And,
Draco hands out glowing stones.
Ah, I remember that one. That's a good
See.
Would you like a glowing stone for your troubles?
one. Can I offer you a glowing stone in these trying times?
Toss a stone to your friends.
God damn it, why?
Oh, lighting your plenty. So let's move on.
That was perfect.
one toss of then
So yeah, I just take the stone and stop doing my own light cantrip because I'm a lazy man.
takes concentration. Can't be doing that.
Doesn't even
Who
take
needs
concentration.
Light when they have dark vision.
Wow, okay.
Whoa!
Are you,
Let's not
are
get
you
too
the
racist
only
in
one
here.
with dark vision?
I think so.
Wait, you don't have dark vision?
No, I
we're
don't.
all... We've got a changeling, a couple of humans, a Goliath.
I don't have dark vision either.
No one has dark vision except you.
Melody has dark vision.
No, I
I've got
don't.
goggles, but I don't have
We're
natural
so
dark.
I do not
fucked.
have
Yeah.
dark vision. I'm just
Well,
a
The
slut.
we
superior
fucked.
half elf. Oh my god, what is this so loud?
Why would you
Yeah.
even create a robot without night vision goggles?
Al, what's your passive perception?
0?
Passive.
No, the passive perception is definitely not 0. I would be really rough. I want this dice thing down.
You would like stumble over everything.
Oh, messing up save throws. My bad.
My passive, I just don't notice things unless I'm trying. The world
That's
doesn't
an
exist
actually
to me.
seeing them.
I have a negative 10 to wisdom.
Surely enough, after a couple of minutes of walking through the dark, the golden field sort of lightens up a little as you come to a crossroads. In the middle rises a tiny hill crowned by, well, ruins of an old farmstead. It's in a worse shape than I thought, but I guess it should do for the night.
Why isn't anyone living here anymore?
Well, most of the farmers, they've either moved to the monolith or further up, I suppose.
Is it night already?
Is it dangerous out here?
Well, it's you haven't been walking for that long, but it is pretty dark already.
Remember
Oh, wait a
that the
minute.
day and night cycle are like not as consistently perceivable down here.
Right, but I have keen mind, so I always know the number of hours left for the next sunrise or sunset.
So do I.
Well,
Aren't you special?
We're so special, there's 2 of us.
it's late afternoon.
Okay.
have monsters.
Well, you know, if this is where we were set, we're just gonna, I guess, start walking towards the house,
I'll go too.
setting shit up. Big shape. Can you describe like how it's like? Does it look like destroyed or just like from like does it look purposefully destroyed or does it just look like in disrepair for like not being used?
It looks abandoned. A while ago, abandoned.
It just is so bad.
There's only a few struts, like a rib cage, left of the ceiling. Most of it is gone. Parts of the wall are barely standing, and it does simply appear to be a ruin. Whether or not it was at some point purposefully destroyed is kind of hard to tell, but you don't see any scorch marks or obvious signs of weaponry.
Is there anything in this well?
Give me a perception roll.
Oh, don't worry. 2.
You peer down the well, but you don't see anything in the darkness. You see the thin rope that is attached to the well vanish in the dark, but other than that, nothing.
If I drop the glowing stone down the well, can I see
Go
it?
ahead. Do you do that?
Sure. Is it,
Okay.
is it just a rock?
I think that
give
question
us
is
only
that,
glowing rocks.
I did with the glowing rock.
It's just a rock, though.
Yeah, it's just a rock.
Okay, I'm good. I'm dropping the rock down the well.
Okay, well, the rock falls down the long well. At one point it hits the side a little and you hear an audible tink as it bounces off the side, and then a splash as it seemingly hits water.
Still water down there.
Ow!
All of a sudden the entire earth rumbled. No. You see the stone underneath the surface of the water slowly sink for a good while until the light fades.
Okay.
I'll give you another glowing stone.
I don't think I need another one. Just water down there.
I need for you to see.
Oh. Sure. That's
Just
also
throwing
helpful.
stones down there.
If I put it up down there, I can see.
Can I start casting mending on this stuff to just like secure it more?
They're really quiet.
Am I really quiet for everyone?
Fine,
I
fine
can
for me.
hear you fine.
Okay.
Yeah, you go around the wall and some of the cracks that you think probably cause too much of an instability to the wall to be safe, you just mend a little.
And just make the hut again.
Right, but I don't want it falling on the hut. Because then when the hut would drop, it would fall on us.
Fair point. Doesn't need to be in the house, though.
Yeah, it's better hidden in the house.
After 10 or so minutes of you going around mending the odd thing, you're feeling kinda tired, but you are very pleased with the results.
Good, good.
Inside the house, Eret is already leaning against a piece of wooden rubble. He looks as if he's almost already sleeping. I think I'm afraid I cannot keep watch this time. Can't remain waking for that much longer. I've Had a lot of running.
No problem.
Keep
Maybe
watch all night.
some. Oh, God. Be careful, lad. Look at him. And he already fell asleep. Everyone who wants to keep watch, please give me a perception check.
Where are we long resting again?
Yes, this would count
Okay,
as a
well-
long rest.
Real quick, then I want to make my HUD again with everyone.
Fuck yeah.
11.
22.
Make the HUD.
Okay, I got a
I'll-
4, but can I be making a stew during the rest?
Yeah,
14.
I win.
so
Unconscious through the whole night.
for a while, Melody, you watch Draco just cooking away at a stew. Even though you know it's his watch, yeah. He doesn't really pay attention at all.
In here, Frank.
And even you, Telsa, as it becomes your shift, you're more bored at watching the golden fields around you slowly sway in whatever wind passes by.
Right.
Except for Rune. You notice a rustling in the field off to the left side. There's definitely something there moving.
Does the Melody not sleep or whatever?
I'm conscious.
I'm gonna tap you. And like,
What?
I think I heard something. I'm gonna stand closer to the door in case it gets close to us, but I just want two of us to be aware.
Right.
He's gonna take out the axe and move just closer to the doorway. Kind of look out.
I'll stay at the edge of like my tiny hut so it doesn't poof when I leave it. And I'll look over there.
Both of you hear the rustling come closer until it reaches the edge of the wheat field. At which point you suddenly see the edge move a little to the side. And you see two tiny eyes stare at you for a moment before it vanishes back into the field.
Were they humanoid?
They were a little too low to be humanoid, unless that human is crawling.
Creepy as
Roughly
fuck.
here.
Thank you for that imagery. That's not creepy at all. Everyone's gonna be like hanging out in the shadow of the doorway, but they're gonna make themselves like really tall and like broad and like scary looking.
Hmm.
Do you both watch into this direction?
Yeah.
Is there other openings to the house?
Well, at least 4, as it's on the
Okay.
map.
I will. Okay, where are the other
Like,
ones?
arguable
There.
this area, there's a hole here, there's a pretty big hole here, there's this
Hey,
part
but there's
is
only
pretty much
one door
open.
to the hut, which is where we are, so.
The hut doesn't have a door. You just like walk in.
Oh, what the
And nothing that. Essentially, when I cast the hut, the people that are casted in it can go and enter it freely. Anything else can't enter.
Okay.
I do have a question. Magic can't go through the hut. Can I like peek out my hand and cast something?
You would have to move a decent portion of your body outside to cast. Just the
Would
hand would
that-
not be enough.
Would that make the hut go away?
I don't
If I
think the
leave
hut
the-
dissipates when you pee around.
If I fully leave the hut, it goes away. If it's any helpful, I'm
For
gonna use the
RP
web of wand.
purposes, I would say no.
Okay.
You can, yeah, the hut stays up, but I'm gonna have to read up on it. I feel like that's probably protection for people hiding in the hut while casting stuff outside.
Hmm. Well, I guess I'll try it anyways. What are you gonna let me do? I just want to
Yeah.
use the web wand.
You want
My web wand. And just
your
like make
wand
webs
of
here.
web?
Yeah, that we got from the
Okay.
crate thing, and I just want to put webs like. I'll put them there. Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just put
Well,
webs there.
use your wand of web to just web up this section of broken wall.
Mhm.
Nothing happens for a good hour or so until it becomes time to switch to Draco's watch.
I'll just call Draco towards them instead of like actually stepping that far back.
Right?
Draco,
Hi.
there is something out in the field somewhere. We're not sure where or what it is, but it's fairly low to the ground and crawling through the grass. I haven't seen it in a bit, but that doesn't mean it's gone.
Right. I'll keep my eye.
I know you have Melody, but do you want someone else to stay up with you as well?
No, I'll be fine.
Right, well, wake me if you need anything then.
Will do.
Oh, and I'll head back.
Then my watch happens and it's end of the street.
I guess I'm primarily keeping watch. What a nice young.
Draco, give me another perception roll.
Okay.
But I also.
Yeah, you too.
Nine.
6.
All saying I.
We see everything.